What happens when the hero is gone? In Avengers Endgame, the most powerful people on Earth lose everything in an instant. Leaders disappear, families are left behind. The world has to keep moving forward without a plan. And that's where estate planning comes to the scene. Most people think estate planning is about death. It's not. It's about what happens every day, not just when you're no longer able to step in and fix things, whether that's because of illness, incapacity, or eventually death. If even the Avengers struggle without a plan, what do you think happens to regular people, to you, to your family, without one? I'm Michael Glassford, and this is the Estate Planning Minute. In this video, we're breaking down estate planning using Avengers Endgame. Using familiar stories and movies makes legal planning easier to understand, easier to remember, and a lot less intimidating to start. When there is no plan, there's probate and chaos. At the beginning of Endgame, the Avengers are fractured. There's grief, there's confusion, there's no leadership structure. Sound familiar? That's exactly what happens when someone lives without an estate plan. When there's no plan, no clear decision maker, property is unorganized, unprotected. Family members disagree, courts step in, time and money are wasted. That's called probate. Probate is the legal process where the court decides who's in charge, who gets what, when they get it. After all, if you don't take control, someone else always does. And here's the problem. The court doesn't know your family. They don't know who you trust, who shouldn't handle money, who needs protection. In Endgame, Steve Rogers tries to hold things together, but he doesn't actually have authority over anyone's future. That's probate. Reactive, slow, expensive. Estate planning is how you decide what happens. It's how you take control back instead of leaving it to a judge. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that estate planning only matters when you die. Let's talk about the snap. Half the population doesn't die, they just disappear. In real life, that's incapacity. You're alive, but unconscious, but mentally impaired, but legally unable to act. Without the right documents, no one can access your bank accounts, no one can manage your business, no one can make medical decisions. That's why estate planning includes a financial power of attorney, a healthcare directive, and HIPAA authorizations. Imagine Tony Stark is alive but incapacitated, who runs Stark Industries, who has the authority. Without planning, the answer is the court appoints someone. And that someone will not be who Tony or you would have chosen. Incapacity planning is about control while you're still alive. Let's talk about Morgan Stark, Tony's daughter. Tony saves the universe, but his real legacy is his daughter. Here's a hard truth. If you have minor children and no estate plan or child protection plan, you don't get to choose who raises them, how they are raised, or how they remember you. A judge is in control, and they don't have time to worry about what happens after. Guardianship isn't about money, it's about values, it's about stability, it's about safety. And then there's the money piece. Would Tony Stark leave a child a $1 billion inheritance outright? Of course not. The court won't allow it either. It would insist on oversight called conservatorship. That's why we use trusts. Trusts allow you to avoid probate, control timing of distributions, protect kids from predators and poor decisions, keep assets private and protected. And trusts are not just for the wealthy. They're for parents who care about how their children inherit, learn, and grow, not just what they inherit. One of the most emotional moments of Endgame is Tony Stark's final message. He doesn't talk about money. He talks about love, sacrifice, and values. That's legacy planning. That's living well. Estate planning isn't just about documents. You can download documents just about anywhere. Estate planning is working with an expert that understands how it is about the story your family tells after you're gone. And here's the last lesson from the Avengers. Life changes. If your estate plan doesn't reflect marriage or divorce, new children, new assets, new laws, it's outdated. A plan written years ago may no longer protect the people you care about. Estate planning is not a one-time task, it's an ongoing relationship, like yearly reconciliation of finances or portfolios, if not more frequent. If you don't make a plan, the system makes one for you. Those in power keep it by exercising it over you. Don't let them. Don't give it to them. Their plan doesn't know your family, your values, or your legacy. It doesn't care. Estate planning is how you stay in control even when you're no longer in the room. If this video helped you understand estate planning in a clearer way, please like, subscribe, and reach out to me at Legal Link Estate Planning when you're ready to protect your family and your future. Because even heroes plan ahead. It's your life, it's your story. Make it a good one. This has been another Estate Planning Minute with Michael Glassford.